Hi, I'm Sorine, a student at Southern New Hampshire University. This is a street interview video which aims to know at what average Americans know about how the government works. Here we go.
So what are the three branches of the government?
Oh, the three branches of government are executive, legislative, and judicial.
Yeah, good. Do you have something to add on?
I think we finished to talk about the three branches, but what I know more about that is that the executive branch enforces the law, and the legislative branch is the one which makes the law for the country, and the judiciary branch interprets the law. The executive branch, we found where there are presidents and other workers.
In our country, we have two major parties, which are Democrats and Republicans. So do you know the name of the third major party in this country?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's libertarian.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's the third party.
Yes. Same information?
I didn't have an idea.
Okay.
For me, I think there is no other party. You know that in our country we have two parties which are Democratic and Republican.
But there is another third one which is called Libertarian Party. Yeah, actually, the ideas of the US citizens, they just have to present it to the Senate, and the Senate will sit and evaluate if the bill will be beneficial to all US citizens, and after that they can implement it as a law.
For me, what I can add on it is that a bill to be accepted, first of all, it has to pass through that the branches of the.
People that are interviewed were able to identify three branches of our government, which are executive branch, legislative branch, and then judicial branch. What I can add on is that the executive branch is made of the president of the republic, of the government, and then about 5 million workers. It enforces law made by the legislative branch. The legislative branch, which interprets which makes law, is made of three main branches.
The Senate, made by 100 senators, that is to mean 2 senators per state, and the House of Representatives, who decide if an idea or a bill can become a law.
There are 435 representatives, and the number of representatives vary depending on the number of population in a given state. One state you can see that it has only 2 representatives, and the other one can have as many as 50, depending on the difference in their population size. Also, the judicial branch, which interprets law, has 2 main parties, which is the Supreme Court and 9 justices. Those 9 justices are the special judges who interpret laws depending on the Constitution. All of these 3 branches of our federal government have their headquarters in the Washington, D.C. Or in order for the government to control or to prevent one branch of this to have its power on it, it has established what's called checks and balance. Checks and balance are a strategy of the government to make those 3 branches connected, and then from those checks and balance, one branch can have an effect on what the other branch is doing. For example, the executive branch can check on the legislative branch, and so on. And through this, one branch cannot act alone. It acts, but make sure that the other branch can check on what they are doing and then give them a feedback. About the third major party in this United States country, one of my respondents were able to name it libertarian, which is correct. but the other one had no information about it. So libertarian is the third major party in this country, and it has as aim, or it promotes liberties, laissez-faire, and free market and non-interventionism. It has founded in 1971 in Colorado Springs.
The minor parties have been rarely able to affect or to influence the political system here in the United States, except for the independent politician Jesse Ventura, who was the governor of Minnesota in 1998.
The other question was about strategies and steps in which a bill or an idea passes through in order to be accepted as a law here. The respondent had not enough information about it, but one of them, called Sharon, was able to at least know that a bill or an idea can have first to be presented to the Senate in order to be accepted. So here are the steps in which a bill have to pass through in order to be accepted as a law here in the United States. A bill must be introduced in either the Senate or the House of Representatives. It is referred to a committee for a hearing. So the committee studies the bill, and then it can also establish a public hearing to know what the public or all citizens are thinking about that bill. And then after a bill is referred to the Rules Committee. The Rules Committee can either place the bill on the second or third reading calendar for debate before the entire body, or take no action. When the bill is accepted in both houses, meaning the Senate and the House of Representatives, and then it is signed by the representatives, leaders, and is sent to the government. The government sends the bill into law, or may vote all parts of it. And then after that, the government, maybe sometimes the government can fail to sign the bill, but when the bill has already passed through these two houses, meaning the Senate and the House of Representatives, and then it can automatically become a law with a signature.
The two-party system in the United States started when Washington recognized that the emerging competition between Hamilton Alexander's Federalists and Thomas Jefferson's Democratic Republicans was disastrous in terms of the government directions. From this, the government decided to set the course for two-party political system.